3v3 Judgement of Carrion blue team. We have me as a Revenant Alpha tunneling commander. There we go. All of his allies can use these tunnels. Fantastic mobility then. Fights range and has some good offense. Floyd alongside as a Hive Tyrant, very durable commander, fights melee to start off. Good offense and support, walks through cover and cannot be suppressed. kaidok rounding out blue team as a Lictor Alpha, infiltrating commander, very good in melee, good at harassing, picking off high value targets and disruption. Red team, oOoSWAT858 plays a Warp Spider Exarch, teleporting commander, fights range, fantastic for map control, has some good crowd control as well, and generally annoys everyone. Gote is a Commissar Lord, he actually played random and got this. Good offense and support, fights melee. Soom plays a Chaos Lord who also played random. Durable and destructive commander, fights melee. Good offense and support, cannot be suppressed and walks through cover. Here we see some Corn worship. My Revenant Alpha takes the Western power. Double heretics for Soom. In hindsight, I should have got Spore Mines to try and deal with these guys in first engagements, much like Floyd and kaidok did. Double termagants for all three of us. Light range of retreat. Can scale pretty well with Synapse and their toxin sacks. SWAT is forced off, has some Howling Banshees. kaidok can now put pressure on this VP. Central VP taken by Floyd, he's forced off the poor guardsman. Gote not getting a sentinel out, which is pretty suicidal I think in first engagements versus Tyranids. You need the sentinel to stop Hormagaunts or shut down termagant blobs, and there's nothing I can do against Doom Blasting Heretics without toxin sacks as the Revenant Alpha, so I'm forced off. And Soom is putting pressure on our natural VP already because of that. We are hitting their central power, which is full of gens already. Another mistake from Gote, filling this gen farm up without being able to defend it. He has gone for a heavy weapon team straight off. Here come the Spore Mines, floating grenades that suppress and heavily damage anything in range when they detonate, even allies. 499, 463, it's a single for us. kaidok managed to decap Reds, retaken by Guardians. Rangers on the field for SWAT to detect that Lictor Alpha, who's in combat with Howling Banshees, which is not really what you want to do as a melee commander. I think only the Chaos Lord can deal with a squad of Banshees, and that's only because I've killed a weak early on anyway. And Soom has come centre to help out Gote. Ouch, sparring Champion Heretics, almost finishing off that Hormagaunt brood. Turns them into a pretty nice melee unit. Can Doom Blast. The aspiring champion is a Chaos Marine. 499, 437. I'm now trying to push back against Soom's power with my double termagants. Have a Warrior Brood on the way. I want to get Barb Strangler, to try and help me control these heretics and CSM. kaidok on the other hand likes to keep his warriors melee and get them adrenal glands in tier 2 for melee synapse. Here are the aspiring champion heretics. I send my Hormagaunts in. Ordinarily you wouldn't want to do that, but these guys do have their adrenal glands and were backed up by double termagants and a Revenant Alpha, who are taking a lot of damage from those grenade launch heretics. Here comes a Havoc squad now from Soom. Decide to send my Hormagaunts after the power and tie these guys up with my Revenant Alpha. I think I actually get a model loss on these guys with my Revenant Alpha. Here are CSM down to about half health. Bashed one gen, I'm not sure if I get this one down. Chaos Lord, thankfully for me, does not get the Combi Flamer. There is a Havoc model going down, and now full retreat. Double Guardsman coming to help out, but they're a bit too late. Soom would have seen me off anyway. Brood Nest put up by Floyd, global ability of the Hive Tyrant, and taken down. 499, 388. Double Shuriken for SWAT, and kaidok is, what is he doing? Oh, he's waiting for his Lictor Alpha. Wondering why he was trying to run in with his Warrior Brood, but they do lose a model, exploding on death since they are a Synapse creature, knocking down and damaging non-Synapse creatures. Lictor Alpha does see it off, but runs into the other shuriken. And I don't think he's going to be able to get past it. No, forced off. Suppression setup teams, of course, doing more damage the closer you get, even if you are something that can't be suppressed. I now have a Ravener Brood on the field. Borrow Strike on the Havocs to disrupt and force them off, but that is a lot of pressure by Soom. Completely decapped everything on my side. I was going to get them enhanced muscle coil, but the aspiring champion of the heretics would be able to spot them. I think that's what Floyd went for. Yep. And he has them waiting at this heavy weapon team, as you can see. And there we go. Disruption and a hard stun, and then a Burrow Strike on the other heavy weapon team. It's a very good way to deal with double suppression setup teams, which is what Soom has done to me. So maybe I should have got enhanced muscle coil. I thought I'd already spent quite a lot of power though on Warrior Brood, Barb Strangler, and upgrading all my gaunts and gants. Soom pushing back. Did manage to take down a node. Here come Aspiring Champion Heretics. I do cripple them, but quite late, and they take a full shot from the Barb Strangler. Raveners need to flee. Don't lose a model, thankfully. Can get a ranged weapon in tier 2, of course. Ravener Alpha also in retreat. Very nice kill of the week by Soom's Chaos Lord. Coming after my Warrior Brood, wants to make them explode. 471376, a single for us. Havocs are going to set up and be annoying as grenade launcher heretics, backing them up as well. CSM have their Eternal Warp, but they are forced off by the Barb Strangler. Such a great tier 1 weapon, this thing. Chaos Lord being very aggressive. Floyd puts up a Broodness for me to try and support, but I think it goes down almost immediately. Zone Throat on the field for kaidok. I haven't even gone tier 2 yet. As you can see, I'm floating too much, caught up in this engagement. Ravener Brood, Burrow Strike against the Havocs. I didn't even know there was another Havoc squad at this point, and they quickly lose a model, I think. Yes, I mean, our Centaur Floyd pushing against the Imperial Guard heavy weapon team just about gets away. Some more Spore Mines. Commissar Lord has Stubbornness. Floyd now goes tier 2. Hive Tyrant has his warp field and decaps that wreck point, and we have a 2-to-1. We have Red's natural here. SWAT pushing, trying to push against our power with these double shurikens, and Banshee's Lictor Alpha gets away. Yes. No war gear for the Warp Spider Exarch. Lictor Alpha has the deadly jump. Really, really top war gear for this guy. Good damage and a disruption. 471319. Soom has taken my VP again, and I take it back. Center, we have sneaky Ravener Brood. If he had the Katakan Devils, of course, he wouldn't be able to do this so freely. Really strange in the current meta not to get Katakan Devils on the field. Wraithguard now on the way for SWAT. kaidok has lost a bunch of stuff, has Warrior Brood, and soon to be double zones. Has Adrenal Glands for his Warrior Brood. I took out one of Soom's Havocs. CSM backing off. He is capping though with his Aspiring Champion Heretics and finishes the cap on our VP again. 468307, and here comes Floyd to help out. Soom spotting it early and retreats. The Burrow Strike won't knock down retreating units, and I can retake this VP. Commissar Lord now pushing mid, has a Power Fist. Wraithguard on the field, short range artillery unit, good damage versus all targets with a small AoE. Also suppress infantry. Very, very, very weak in melee though. Lictor Alpha's infiltrated. Zone Throats are shooting at boxes. Artillery unit for Tyranids don't need to set up and don't do friendly fire, which is a huge deal, especially if you want to play melee Tyranids. SWAT being a bit apprehensive here, just trying to camp at his VP. Lictor Alpha going after the Wraith Guard, but he's caught by Howling Banshees, and they are upgraded with Aspect and their Exarch. Here comes... Nope, they retreat, and SWAT can harass our power or something. I am harassing their power and in fact decapping it, thanks to that help from Floid. 440-307 Floid is now back in the central lane. Commissar Lord happy to go up against the Hive Tyrant with his shield up and a power fist. Hive Tyrant needs to be careful here. Puts up his warp field now, and the Commissar Lord backs off, and he now has his crushing claw as well. Fantastic melee weapon versus all targets. 424-307. What is this? Gote has a las cannon on his heavy weapon team against triple Tyranids. Why? They do not ever have any vehicle armor in tier 2. Very, very strange. Was he expecting Tyrant Guard? Even if he was, he should wait until he sees it. 413-307. Some very strange choices from Gote. Howling Banshees playing it very, very risky, gonna say. Very low health, and they're going after stuff. Double shurikens from SWAT. He's replaced a shuriken that he lost. Chaos Dreadnought now on the field for Soom, and has Mark of Khorne, turning it into a very, very scary melee walker. I do have a Venom Brood though, because I want range synapse more than a vehicle cannon. I didn't know the Dreadnought was around at this point. Now my double Termagants Raveners have range synapse, and I think, yes, damage synapse on my Ravener Alpha and the Corrosive Devourer, which is, I think, the best range weapon that a commander can get in the game, in my opinion. Very, very nice plasma damage, and can damage vehicles quite well with corrosive shots or whatever it's called. 378-303. Hormagaunts capping mid. Here come double zones. Also emit a health regeneration synapse. You can see it on those Termagants there. We have fully upgraded double plasma guardsman, and look at the damage. Good grief. Zone Throats absolutely decimating that squad. Again, Gote deciding to upgrade guardsmen fully instead of getting out some Chimera support or something, or Ogrins. Now a Manticore Strike, is it? No, that was a Flare. Global ability of the Commissar Lord, a very, very useful one as well. Often overlooked by new players. Ouch, again, Guardsman squad almost wiped out. This las cannon is doing absolutely nothing for Gote. I wonder if that was a mistake and he meant to get the auto cannon. And I take down the Chaos Dreadnought here, which was a huge victory for me, but I did lose my Venom Brood, which was a huge loss because they had range synapse, which isn't cheap. 130 for range synapse. Soon able to decap my stuff again though. Does he have, yes, fully upgraded Marco Zinch Chaos Space Marines. Replace my Venom Brood immediately, because I want to be able to defend myself versus vehicles, and I want that range synapse back. 378-244 SWAT being very defensive here. Absolutely no pressure on his power anymore. Lictor Alpha caught by the shuriken, taking tons of damage as well. Center is all blue. Floyd putting tons of pressure on, and the Hive Tyrant has leveled to 3 in melee combat now with the Commissar Lord. Don't think he wants to mess with the Crushing Claw with the warp field. No. Even under heavy weapon team fire, he couldn't stand against the Hive Tyrant there. Howling Banshees forcing off Hormagaunts. SWAT now deciding to support the center a little bit. He still has loads of stuff just sitting here. I know he's afraid of losing it to the Lictor Alpha, but he needs to help middle, I think. I am under tons of pressure in the middle. Soom stuff leveling. He has level 3 CSM, level 2 and 3 Heretics, level 2 Havocs. My second Venom Brood on the field, but I can't afford to give them range synapse yet. And a full retreat from Soom. Centre should turn blue now. Reds have a double, now a single. Taking my natural back. Stormtroopers on the field for Goats. No upgrade yet for them, they can get kits. Tier 3 for Floid. Kaidok is already tier 3. And look at the amount of requisition he has. Over 1200. Me on the other hand, I've been bled dry by Soom. Put so much pressure on me on this west side. Hadn't played for a long time until today. And Soom was a huge test. Soom, of course, a great Tyranid player back in the day before Retribution was released. Now he seems to just play anything. Ravenous caught by the mines and needs to flee. 3-2-1, 2-3-4. VP's quite close. We have a 2-1. Here's the Commissar Lord. Every weapon squad has its sergeant, which is that shield you can see. Manticore strike. No, it was a flare again. He does have a Manticore on the way though. I knew a Manticore appeared at some point. Commissar Lord trying to take out the Lictor Alpha, but he gets away. Has his corrosive claws. Doing a pretty good job holding stuff up with this Commissar Lord, I think. But the zone throats just too much for those guards to handle. Look at the shots going in. No, Chimera was a huge mistake, I think. Wow, Commissar Lord just about getting away. Huge volley from the Wraith Guard, almost whacking those warriors. Now here comes Floyd to push with his Hive Tyrant. Not too concerned about the last cannon, which can do very little. This guy is not firing for some reason. Ouch, and there is a Storm Eagle Manticore strike. That was a lot of losses. Wow, about 8 models taken out there. Hive Tyrant still chasing down these Wraith Guard. Heavy infantry. Not sure if the Warlock leader is also heavy infantry, I don't think so. Soom again putting loads of pressure on my VP. Marco Zinch CSM, bad news for Bark Triangle Warriors. I think I take out the Chaos Lord here though, yes. Bit too over eager Soom, and I force off the CSM and can try and recap my side again. Swarm Lord on the way for Kaidok. I am also saving for one. As you can see, I lost a lot of stuff in a recent engagement. Lost the Termagant Brood, lost my Venom Brood again, and my Hormagaunts are now gone. Double Bloodletters for Soom. Huge problems for me. In hindsight, might have been a bit of a mistake to save for the Swarm Lord so soon, since Soom has such a huge unit advantage now. These yellow Bloodletters. Center is turning red. You see red team have quite a lot of map control now. Lictor Alpha uses his flesh hooks on the Commissar Lord, who is forced to retreat under serious damage. Howling Banshees using fleet to get behind the shield, are they? No. We still have a lot of stuff just sitting here from SWAT. There's a Bright Lance, another very strange choice. Without seeing a Carnifex or something. Shuriken Cannon, another Shuriken Cannon, Wraith Guard and Rangers. Kicking off in the middle. Manticore strike, don't think it hit anything. Zone throat caught by Banshees in retreat and down it goes. Stormtroopers getting shots off. Ravenous are burrowed there, and fantastic timing from Floyd. Yes, from Floyd's Ravenous. Kaidok doesn't have any Ravenous. 294, 202. Center is uncapped. Here comes Kaidok's Swarm Lord. Super unit for Tyranids. Fantastic in melee. Vehicle armor monstrous creature. Also emits a speed buff and reinforcement synapse. Such a great super unit, I think. Floyd on the other hand seems to prefer getting out Carnifexes instead of the Swarm Lord. Carnifexes of course can level, so can become really powerful. Nasty grenade on those Termagants, but they should be able to cap mid. Manticore strike misses. Huge pressure still on my VP, since I'm waiting for this Swarm Lord to come out and have very little to combat these double Bloodletters. I have forced off one squad and took out 2 models though. Now he phases out with these guys, gets them into Corn Worship. these Marco Zinks GSM, take out a Warrior Brood member, and huge losses, and I need to retreat again. Carnifex on the way for Floid. Gote has lost a heavy weapon squad and a guardsman squad. 267202. Huge amount of wreck still. Look at this, kaidok almost have 1500 wreck and 150 power. He's probably waiting for the power to get a Carnifex, which is why he's saving up so much wreck, because he's waiting for the power to catch up. 254202. kaidok coming all the way over to the west side to help me out with that Swarm Lord and double zones. Soom now back in his base. Chaos Heretics down to just their aspiring champion. Level 3 those guys. Red team taking mid, and look at the map control switch. Red team have a ton of it now. No thanks to me, of course. Stormtroopers on the way, more of them for Gote. Look at the amount of red that Soom has. He's killed so many Tyranids, that's why. 812. Lictor Alpha leaping in to tie up the las cannon. Yes, Manticore is pushed really far up. Here come a whole bunch of Tyranids now. 222202. I'm now getting a Venom Brood because I want that range synapse back. Eldar, look at this, they're not coming in and helping at all. Don't want to mess with the Tyranids, do they? Soom is in the middle though, helping out, and I've taken that opportunity to completely push back the west side. 214202. The mines in there dropped by the Commissar Lord, but there is detectors there, so they're being viewed. Won't go off if you detect them. Melter bomb snaring this Carnifex, and it's being chased by those melter gun stormtroopers. That's a Manticore strike, huge hit. Wow. 214190. Carnifex, Swarm Lord, and Hive Tyrant, and we put down a couple of Tyrant formations. My one was over here to try and stop the Eldar coming in, and I think this is Floyd's. 214181. I've completely capped up the west side now because Soom was middle, and I now come and help out. But as you can see, it doesn't last long. I'm hugely bunched up. Soom immediately recognizes it and puts down an Imperial Abyss. Luckily, very luckily, I'm able to retreat and take very little damage. My Swarm Lord in there now, he's getting hit by a las cannon. Commissar Lord wants to take on two of them at once. 214161. The center of the map is an absolute mess now. Capillary towers up. Leech essence by my Swarm Lord trying to heal him up. He's taking a lot of las cannon hits. Now we force it off. I think kaidok spots the Manticore here yet and wants to go after it. I do not want to go after it because I know Gote has stormtroopers. I didn't know he had 2 squads. I instead bash power. Soon using that full retreat from me to avoid that nuke to pressure my VP again. We have a triple though. 214120. Another Bright Lance for SWATs. Trying to deal with these Swarm Lords and Carnifexes. Aspiring Champion Heretics. Can these guys hit level 4? Here come Bloodletters. I Crippling Poison and then flee. I think a big mistake there, I think, to start worshipping. If he got those Heretics in there and Doom Blasted, I would have been screwed. Would have been forced to retreat and would have lost models. 21480, we have a single. They've decapped our natural though, and now everyone comes over to help out and force these double Bloodletters off. Here's my Swarm Lord. I know he's low on health and there are double Bloodletters, but I know also that Leech Essence has been recharged, so I can use it again. Bloodletters, Demon Infantry, benefit greatly from worship, good damage versus all targets with those Hellblades they have. Heretics forced to retreat, and I push as hard as I can now. Another Carnifex on the way for Floyd. Bloodletter's getting healed up. He probably thinks the Swarmlord's going to be easy pickings at that amount of health with double Bloodletters. I mean, our centre, huge engagement again. Commissar Lord is capping mid. Again, SWAT not really helping as much as he should, I don't think, in the middle. This is where I engage the double Bloodletters with the Swarmlord, use Leech Essence, and my range blob is able to shoot them down easily. He has to phase them out, so I then shoot down their support, the Heretics, force them off. Chaos Lord in amongst my stuff, but I'm able to take down one of the Bloodletter squads. Yep. Ouch, these Chaos Space Marines level 4 are ruining my stuff, and another Imperial Abyss, which again I'm quite lucky to escape. The only reason I was able to escape it so well, I think, is because a Synaptic Shock knocked all my stuff over. Warrior Brood gets away with 12 hit points. 201, 65. Center is blue again. Manticore Strike hits nothing. Double Zoans for kaidok. There's a flare. SWAT again, just sitting there, no pressure on this power, not helping middle a great deal. There's an Eldritch Storm though. That's the nuke of Eldar. Stuns vehicles or anything that acts like a vehicle, such as these monstrous creatures. This is kaidok's Carnifex with Thornback. I think all of the Carnifexes had Thornback. Mine doesn't, because I can't afford it. As you can see on the minimap, Soom pushing back against my Swarmlord. 201-36. We're now heading for Red's natural. We have a 2-1, and we're pretty much overawing Red team, though they do have a lot. See, both teams have a lot of units on the field. Carnifex leveling up here for kaidok. Over 2,000 hit points to level 2, these guys. That's why they're so expensive. Soom doesn't want to mess with my Carnifex and Swarmlord, so backs off. More mines going down from Gote, which didn't really help a great deal. And there is the concede from Red Team, 201-15 on the VP counter. I had a huge amount of trouble from Soom on the west side, but Floid and kaidok doing very well in the center. Some strange decisions from Gote, and SWAT was a bit too defensive, I think, in my opinion. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.